This is my 3D printer I made a few months ago. The reason I built it is because I wanted a platform that I could test multiple different new inventions on. I wanted to be able to remove the hot end and put in, for instance, an electrochemical machining tool head, or an electrochemical machining nozzle, or a micropipette to do bioprinting. And I didn't want to just put it onto a non-dedicated printer, like my Ender, which I use for other things. I wanted to go over some improvements that I've made with this. First is this D-sub connector. D-sub connectors are really nice because they have quite a lot of pins, so you can use them for attaching your hot end, and they can carry quite a bit of current. I haven't had any problems with mine having the hot end cartridge attached. So I have it printed. You can get these little connectors for about $1 each off Amazon. They're quite easy to work with as long as you know how to solder, and they don't come loose too easily. So I'd recommend having M3 or M4 bolts on the sides if you plan on moving them around a lot. The second modification I've made is that I'm now using a more traditional cooling fan for my E3D. This is one that's printed out of PETG, and what I found is you shouldn't mess with the E3D cooling setups. If you move around the fan or use a different frame, then you're likely to get heat creep. The people at E3D design these fans really well. They design the fan shells really well, and you shouldn't mess with them. That's what I've learned. What I've also found is that you should make sure to test a large variety of different part cooling fans whenever you're designing these sort of printers from scratch, because the direction of airflow can have an enormous effect on the quality of your prints, but also how easily your hot end can warm up and maintain temperature. If your not part cooling fan is blowing on the nozzle or the heat block and not just below it, cooling the part, then you can have problems getting up to higher temperatures, especially when your bed is also trying to draw a lot of current.